Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, 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 welcome. This is Coach Chinda. I believe you are doing great. You are doing amazingly well today. So I'm excited to be with you today again. How are you doing? Wherever you're watching from, thank you so much for being part of this quick and interesting conversation that we're going to have. And I will encourage you wherever you are, please share this, like this, let somebody know because it's going to be quite an exciting class. And I would like you to comment. If you have any question to ask, please go ahead. We have on the comment box there. It would be nice for you to drop your questions. And if you want us to address any specific thing, please let's go ahead and let everybody know. Let everybody know. Let everybody know. Oh, join the YouTube page. I think just give me a minute. I think the only people, some people are joining somewhere. So let's see. Okay, 1 second. I think some guys are trying to. Um, awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Right. Okay. You're welcome. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Can you tell me on the chat box where you are joining from and one summary on how you are feeling right now? Okay. Tell me where you are joining from. Just type on the comment box. Let's know where you are joining from and how you are feeling right now. I believe you are great, but just let's know. Let's have some interaction before we get into this interesting conversation about five destructive marital behaviors and how to change them intentionally. Okay, so let's from the Isle of Wight, Morovia. Okay. Hello, 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 Moravia. Thank you, Abuja. Awesome. Good, good, good. Love that. Love that. Absolutely love that. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, you ready to start? All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And I believe that we are all live now. So please share this. All right. Share this with your friends and family. You can put it on your status quickly with the YouTube page, YouTube link and say, please join this because we are ready. We want to go in right now. And I know that it's going to be quite an interesting class. Okay. So let me know where you are joining from. And also, you can take a picture of just, the way we are right now and put it up and tell them, oh, yeah, we are live. Join this right now. Let me do the same so that people can participate. Okay. Let's see. Join now. Okay. Awesome. So I'm just going to get, um, yes, just 1 second. And I'm telling, okay. Join this now. Yeah, okay. Join YouTube. Right. That's good. We're good to go. Okay. All right. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm so excited that you're here. So, we have an interesting conversation that we are going to have. And I'm hoping that you're ready for us to have that conversation today. Okay. So, this is what we're going to be talking about today: five destructive marital behaviors and how to change them intentionally. Five destructive marital behaviors and how to change them intentionally. So I will encourage you to share this with your friends and family. Put it on WhatsApp status. Let's have some conversation. And please, as we discuss, and you feel like sharing anything, just put it on the comment box. Okay. If you have any question, put it on the comment box. If we say something that resonates with your situation and you want some response, put it on the comment box. I'll be able to do whatever I can to support you. Yes, we're looking at five destructive marital behaviors and how to change them permanently. Five destructive marital behaviors and how to change them permanently. I want to begin by saying that the way God have designed marriage and relationship, the intention wasn't to destroy your life, wasn't to rob you of peace. He designed marriage for it to be great, for it to be joyful, exciting, adventurous. He created marriage for it to bring companionship, friendship, procreation, protection, purity, and also to exalt Him. That's the purpose. Anything short of that isn't great. I also want to let you know that the statistics are everywhere, regardless of which continent that you are in, whether in Europe, in North America, South America, Africa, whether in Asia, in Australia. It doesn't matter where you are, marriages are consistently being portrayed as something that isn't exciting. And some people that are not even married are worried if they should even get into relationship, if they should even be married. And those that are married are wondering, should I continue or should I not continue? I was listening to somebody today and I looked at a poll and the statistics that said 25% of people that are divorced, 25% of people that are no longer in their marriage, in their relationship, they asked the question, do you regret divorcing? 25% said yes, they regret, that they're not happy. They thought that's the best way, that's the best solution for them. Obviously, that's a high number. Okay, I would have thought maybe 5% will regret, but for 25% out of a very high number of people that took that survey that are already divorced, it just tells you that, you know, grass is not always greener on the other side. Okay, grass is not always greener on the other side. I'm not saying that there are no peculiar situation and exception to this case, but it's important for you to know that um, getting out of relationship, getting out of your marriage for whatever reason, is not only and it's not entirely the best option. Okay, even though that is almost what is being portrayed today. Living your marriage, living your relationship is portrayed as one of the exciting thing to do. It's preached everywhere, it's talked about everywhere, it's been promoted everywhere. But I want to let you know that God hates that kind of practice. And if there's a way for us to walk around your marriage and relationship by seeking therapy, seeking professional help, looking for way to do things, or having a trial separation before you actually decide what you want to do, is critically important not to jump into divorce, because many that have done it, they're not entirely happy with the case. So why do we now have these people that regret, people are not happy, or people that are going away from their marriages and relationship? It's important to know that there are behaviors that have created this sadness. You are watching me right now, or maybe you're going to watch me in replay, or you're part of my mastermind. It's important for you to know that your marriage and relationship, regardless of whatever you have been through, it's important to know that we are humans. And because we are humans, we are susceptible to a bit of flaws. And our habits and behaviors and actions can create some of these things that I call destructive behaviors. And these destructive behaviors, they are not helping any marriage. They are rather cause more pain and eventually make the marriage to be sad. So I want to encourage you to have an open mind. If you're watching this, you're going to watch this in replay, that regardless of where you started, regardless of what has happened or what is happening, just be open and honest. And I'm hoping that your spouse, whether it's the male or the female, husband or wife, will be able to watch this and just reflect over their lives and find a way to move forward instead of job going to the other side where you think the grass might be greener. Number one behavior that I have noticed, that have seen over and over and over again in the life of many couples that are not happy, are not satisfied and fulfilled in their marriage and relationship. Number one behavior is judging and condemning your spouse, either privately or publicly. Judging or condemning your spouse, either privately or publicly. You know, you hear this phrase a lot: stop judging me, or stop criticizing me. Now, I will encourage you, if you haven't watched my previous video that I did on Thursday about some unique things that make people to be difficult in their spouse, characters that make people to be difficult in their spouse, I would like you to watch that. It's on the YouTube channel here. But I'm just taking this thing a bit further. If you're someone that is constantly judging or criticizing your spouse, you realize that you are breaking connection, you're breaking bonds. And what do I mean by criticizing or judging your spouse? One of the things that any spouse that judges or condemns the other one of the things that they feel or they believe that they have this idea of superiority. They are more superior than their spouse. So in their language, in their discussions, in their advice, in their suggestions, it's very clear that they are coming from a place of superiority. It's either going to be either the man or the woman. Sometimes one is more educated than the other. Maybe one is more elder to the other for whatever reason. They just have reasons why they are feeling superior. Some other people because they are more religious than the other person and they know some Bible verses and maybe they are leaders or they are exposed to any religious environment and they use that to believe that they are more superior than the other person. And it's sad for someone to think that they are superior than the other person. So, with that superiority mindset, they are constantly measuring their spouse based on their ideology of superiority. So, they are going to criticize, they're going to judge them. And whenever they do this, they derive pleasure from it because they feel they are superior to their spouse. The second thing that I believe those that judge and those that criticize their spouse has is that they assume they are right. So whenever they criticize, whenever they judge from a place of feeling superior, the next thing is they are right. So whatever is the opinion of their spouse is not right, it's not correct. And in the process of acting like this, they are very adamant, they're very rude, and they just make the life of their spouse painful because they feel that whatever they have said, they are right. And the other one too, they assume, the third one is they assume that they have the best knowledge about that situation. They have the best knowledge about anything that happens in the marriage, happens in the relationship. So because of number one, their superiority mindset, number two, feeling right, number three, they assume they know better than you. So because of those three assumptions, it fuels their opinionated state of mind to now make you feel like their judgment is right, their condemnation is right. Now, any marriage like that, any individual like that, I've just told you that many people are either separated or they are divorcing or they're walking away. These habits are what causes pain and what makes people not to stay with another human being. Unfortunately, they started very amazingly well. They loved each other. They were very, you know, good to each other. They were friends. But after a while, you're so shocked and amazed that somebody now is assuming superiority. Somebody is assuming I know everything. Somebody is assuming I'm right. And whatever the other person does is not correct. And then they judge their spouse. And most people sometimes they do it publicly in the presence of their in-laws, their friends, their business colleagues, in the presence of other people in their area where they stay, and they publicly humiliate their wife, correct, abuse, ridicule the man, and they wonder why they don't have good marriages. So instead of having these dangerous three assumptions, because you're always judging and criticizing, the person that is doing this, you need to take a different approach. Number one, you have to be humble. Because I'm going to also tell you how do you change being judgmental and condemning your spouse. You need to be humble. In Philippians chapter 2, 3 to B, he said, humility each other. It's important for you to recognize that your spouse is your teammate, your spouse is your partner. So come from the place of humility to approach your spouse. Even if you want to say anything, if you feel like you want to discuss anything, if you want to correct anything, come from that place of humility. Commend, acknowledge them first before you start to dish out whatever you want to dish out. Otherwise, they're just going to put up a wall, and that would not be good for you. It would disconnect. So you wonder why many couples after 5, 10, 15, 20 years of marriage, their relationships and their marriages are now like a roommate kind of relationship. That connection, that intimacy, right? That bond, that friendliness they used to have. You can't continue to criticize and judge your spouse and you expect them to be close to you. You expect them to connect with you. You expect them to be friends with you. It's going to be very difficult. So come from the place of humility. Refrain from the thinking that you are the best. Try to understand their own perspective about things. Why did they do this? And that will take me to the second thing on how you can deal with judging and criticizing your spouse. Understanding. Even God says wisdom is the principal thing. And in everything you get knowledge or whatsoever, get understanding. You know, try to understand, why did she do this? Why did he do this? I mean, whatever is happening in your marriage right now, whether you're watching now, you're going to watch later, the question you're going to ask yourself is, why did my spouse do this? Why did he say this? Come from the place of trying to understand them. Seek to understand first before you respond. Remember, you're coming from a place of humility, and then you seek to understand your spouse. Understanding is critical in ensuring your judgmental, your condemnation kind of nature is taken out. Humility, understanding. And then the third one is grace. Oh, grace. Grace. I want you to know that you that is judging, you have flaws. You're not perfect. And it's important that every spouse realize this fact, that your wife is putting up with you every day. Your husband is putting up with you every day. So, how do you come from that place of audaciousness to begin to make the other person so little, make them feel like they are worthless, they are down? It's wrong. Come from the place of grace. It's by grace. The fact you breathe, you wake up, you talk, you have sense, is by grace. Extend grace to your spouse. Extend gentleness, respect, forgiveness. You know, the Bible said, what is the greatest thing in this life? It's love. You can speak in tongues, you can pray, you can give, you can do all sorts. But the greatest thing that you can give to your spouse is love. And I'm not talking about the hormone driven kind of love. It's okay, but it's not the greatest in the relationship. It's the agape kind of love, the God nature kind of love. If you have that kind of love, then why are you religious? Why are you hypocritical? Why do you pretend? You know, unfortunately, some spouse, they don't judge outside, they don't condemn outside, but the person that is with them, the man and the woman they have sex with, they sleep with, they lie on the same bed with, they drive together with, they sit in the same seat together with, how will you not be the one making the life of this woman, this man, absolutely hell? It's no, you shouldn't do that. So I've talked about the number one behavior that is destructive. And how do you change that behavior? Judging and being critical, assuming you are best, dangerous. Assuming you know all things, dangerous. Assuming you are right, dangerous. Come from the place of humility. Try to understand your spouse. Be calm. And then offer grace, offer love, offer respect, offer forgiveness. I know that what they have done to you is so painful, is so hard, and then you just want to give them back. Please just know that you standing is by grace. The fact you are still with this woman is by grace. The fact that you're still with this man is by grace. And everything that you have is by grace. Don't ever allow pride. The Bible says God resisted the proud and he gives grace to the humble. If pride is dominating your mind and your heart, it's going to affect you. So this is why come from the place of grace and just have a conversation with your spouse and discuss with your own heart and say, look, where have I hurt you? Where have I caused you pain? I'm so sorry. And I want you to be honest with me. Humble yourself to stop critical life. Otherwise, it's going to create more pain and more misery to you. A lot of the problems and a lot of the challenges that we have today in our marriages and relationships is simply because we have chosen to be prideful. We have chosen to be full of ourselves. We have left the originality of what grace is all about. And we have chosen to be Hitlers, Nebuchadnezzar's, Herod to our spouses. It's not acceptable. We need to change that. Number two behavior that is destructive, and I'm going to tell you how you need to change it. It is called always right syndrome. Hmm. Always right syndrome. Oh, this is dangerous. This is dangerous. The only person that is always right is God. Okay? The only person that is always right is God. You know, I see some t-shirt and I see couple they wear this t-shirt on social media, on Instagram, Snapchat, on TikTok, on Facebook, and sometimes they wear it about their anniversaries or birthday or special occasions, and they wear it and it says, I am always right. I am always I'm always right. I'm Mr. Right. I'm Mrs. Right. Well, I'm just hoping that you're joking. I'm just hoping that you don't mean what you are saying because it's a destructive mindset. You are not always right. Because if you're always right, then you should be God. We need to worship you. All hail you. All praise and worship you. But because you are not always right, do you know that the mentality of always feeling you're always right, that is what has caused many divorces today, many separations today. That is what has caused so many depression and sickness and heart attack. Even some spouses have died because another spouse is always right. You are not always right. Because if you're always right, then you are God. But as long as you are not God, it's important for you not to assume the position of God in the life of your spouse. I'll say that again. Because you're not always right, you should not assume the position of God in the life of your spouse. It's dangerous. It's not the best. It's going to create more pain and more problem in your life. That's what I call the impulse of always being right whenever anything happens. And something has happened. They've approached you about it. You know that your wife has her own opinion about this. Your husband has his own opinion or perspective to this. And they have come from a place of empathy and care just to have this conversation with you. But because you always feel you are right, you wouldn't listen. After they've explained, you validate your rightness. You validate that you are right. And you can see that the more you validate you are right, you can see that it's escalating the whole problem. And your spouse is unhappy. She's sad. He's sad. And you can see you are creating more pain in the life of your spouse by claiming you are right. That is unacceptable. It's absolutely dangerous for you to come from the place of being right. You are not always right. And the only person that is right is God. So just look at your current relationship and like ask yourself, why am I always feeling I am right? And let me tell you, the always right syndrome, they have some certain beliefs, certain things that they do that makes them always believe they are right. Do you know that part of why you believe in your marriage you're always right Because at home, where you grew up, all your everything about your life, you make all your decision by yourself. You discuss things. You either decide to obey somebody or not. Like most people before we get married, we are generally selfish, self-centered. It's all about us, and everything that we do or say is for our own benefit, is of our own right, is of our own things, so we can choose and pick. So when you come from that place that you're always right, from your singleness, and also from your family, from the way you grew up, the most important thing that most people do is that they carry that mentality to marriage. They will argue with their siblings before they got married, and their siblings don't want trouble. It's okay, that's fine, no problem. And everybody know them, that they will never bend, they will never submit, they will never allow anybody to win them. They call it, we are in the ministry of competitiveness of being right. I started the ministry of competitiveness of being right in my family, in my village, in my town. Everybody know me in my church. When I come out, they know I'm right. And then you bring your spirit of competitiveness of being right into the marriage, and you want to be right 24/7. Why don't you become something else? There's so many competitions. Be a competition of feeding the poor. Be a competition of helping the people that are molested. Be in the competition of helping those that are vulnerable. Leave your wife alone and your husband alone, and stop being a lunatic, right? So how do you deal with someone, or how do you deal with this issue of always being right? First, start small. Look, in the next 24 hours, yeah, in the next 24 hours, if you have this tendency, just say, I'm going to listen to my wife. I'm not going to respond back. I'm going to listen to my husband. Or I'm going to revisit some of our conversations. Some things that you were supposed to talk about, you're supposed to discuss, you haven't said anything because of the way you felt, or because of things that were happening in your marriage, in your relationship. Go and revisit it again and say, look, I just want to listen. I want to listen. And after you have listened, just say, look, I get your perspective. I understand. Don't judge. Don't say anything. Just listen. In the next 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, just learn to listen. Don't give feedback. Don't say anything. So that you begin to understand that it's not all about you in marriage. There's somebody else in that marriage. And the person has the right to talk. The person also have the right to share. So start small. And then number two, accept that there are diverse opinions in marriage. Just know that what you say, somebody else also have a perspective of what you have said. Remember, both of you were not twins. You're not from the same father. You're not from the same mother. Even though you're from the same village or town or city or whatever, you are not from the same experiences in life. So even though you read the same course in university, you met yourself in university, or you met somewhere and say, oh, we are doing the same thing, but you are still diverse, divergent in your thinking. In fact, the fact you're a woman, the fact you're a man, you are different. So they're going to see things differently. So what are you going to do from emotional intelligence is to listen and understand that their views as well is not the same as yours, and it's okay. It's okay to have different perspective and views. And as Christians, as believers, we listen to everything. We come from a place of God's text and understand what is God saying. What is the third way? How do we resolve this issue where it's a win-win, everybody's happy? So first, start small by just listening to conversation of your wife and spouse. Number two, accept that you guys have different way of thinking. Accept that you guys have different way of discussing things. It's absolutely critical and important. And then number three, prioritize kindness and compassion over feeling right. When you listen to the different perspective, prioritize kindness and compassion over being right. Number three, how do you deal with always being right? Prioritize compassion, prioritize kindness. Kindness comes from a place of consideration, a place of tolerance, a place of grace and compassion for your spouse. We wonder why we're having consistent problem and trouble because we're not kind. It's very easy to say, I'm a kind man, I'm a kind woman, but by the time you see them in action, they are lioness, they are dangerous. So ask yourself, how kind am I to my wife? How kind am I to my husband? And then number four, which is very important to deal with the right syndrome, is look for an opportunity to dialogue the different opinion by looking for the third way. I say that again. Somebody can put that down for me. Look for an opportunity to dialogue the different opinions to find a third way. So you want to talk, listen. You listen, you prioritize compassion and kindness, and then you say, okay, I'm going to look for opportunity now in our discussion. What time is the best opportunity for us to discuss this? And in that discussion, try to look for the best way for each person. The third way, not your way 100%, not her way 100%. The third way where each person is comfortable to move forward from there. This is very, very important and very critical. And then in that process, you will realize that sometimes, which is the last one, acknowledge that your opinion might not be the best opinion. Acknowledge that your opinion might not be the best opinion right now. I didn't say yesterday. I didn't say tomorrow. I mean, right now. Acknowledge the fact that your opinion might not be the best opinion. And then let's go with the third way that we've already created. Let's go with the opinion. It could be from the wife, it could be from the husband. But the key thing that you must understand is your opinion might not be the best opinion. Hence, we can keep it aside. Okay. We can put it by the side. And we can allow the opinion that works for the marriage in your finances, opinion that works best with instruction in your relationship to fly. That is very, very important if you want your relationship to move forward. Now, let's look at number three. Oh, this one is one of the biggest problems, biggest bad habits in marriage. Number three, selfishness. Selfishness. Can I just make you understand this? Do you know that everybody is selfish from the beginning? I mean, think about a child. When a child is born, they have their toys, right? They have the things they play with. Even within the same family, it's sometimes difficult for a child to share their toy because we have this nature of it is mine, it belongs to me. You want to protect, you want to hold. So it is important to know that natural woman is selfish, natural man is selfish. When you were single, you are in charge of your time. You're in charge of a lot of things. In fact, you're in charge of so many things you do in your life. You can decide to call somebody, you might decide not to call somebody. You might decide to go out, you might decide not to go out. You might decide to eat, you might decide not to eat. You run the show. Significantly, you run the show as a single person. Some of your show you are running, you upset some people. Some people might not be happy with you. That's okay. It's your life, isn't it? You're single. Now, when you get married, remember from single, it was about I, me, mine. Those are the pronouns, right? When you get married, the day you went to the altar and you exchange vows, and you say that In all things, I'm going to serve you. I'm going to respect you. I'm going to be with you. I don't know whatever vow you guys put together. But vows are commitments. Vows are evidence that shows that you are no longer yourself. It's not about you now. Vow is us, is our, we. So you move from I to we, from me to our. So it's no longer about you. Now look at the problem. When you have a chronic selfish nature and you get into marriage and relationship, among your siblings, everybody know you. I don't share. This lady, I don't share. My parents, they even know me. I don't share. They know that everything about me is private. They know I don't engage. Even my siblings, they know. They know me. I'm somebody that I don't engage with other people. I do everything by myself. I am super independent. My independent nature is what I do. So my husband, my wife, I don't even know what is wrong. You think I can change because of you? Do you know where I'm coming from? Do you know that my mother knows that I'm a very selfish person? My parents, go ask my friend. My friend knows. Even in secondary school, in university, everybody knows him. I work. I'm very selfish. So this is, they're even happy. They're excited. Ah, if you're talking like that, you need deliverance. Please get that person to the closest pastor or ministry. Let them get out the spirit that is troubling them. They are not all right. In marriage, it's not about independence, co-dependence. You work together. The Bible says a man will leave his father and his mother. Look at it. A man will leave his father and his mother from a place of selfishness, from a place of singleness, and you will cleave to the wife, and they will become one flesh. Do you know what that means? All this your selfishness, all this your my, I, me. You are dropping it and you are taking together we, us, our. So your needs, your wants, your life is not about one flesh, one synergy, one synchronization, togetherness, partnership, oneness. But when you maintain selfishness in marriage and relationship, it's dangerous. When it's time for you to do anything, you want your spouse to support you. When is your spouse time to do anything? No, there's no money. There's no time. We can't do this. We can't do that. You tactically manipulate and suppress their needs and wants. Selfishness. Some people, because the way they use their money to be selfish against their spouse, and when there's selfishness, there is secrecy. And I can tell you, a secret marriage will not survive for a very long time. In fact, the devil loves marriages that are full of secrets because they can go into all sorts of vices and evil. You might be watching this and you're going to watch this in replay. What are you hiding? What are you hiding from your spouse? A selfish person is a secret keeper from their spouse. They hide things. And, sin, destruction happens from a place of secrecy. You're not open. When you're secretive with your spouse, you will lie. You'll be deceptive. You'll be dishonest. And with time, trust will be taken away from that relationship. Selfishness is very dangerous. Please, can I announce to you, ladies and gentlemen, if you are married, you are no longer single. Can I announce to you, if you are married, you are no longer single. Stop living a single life in marriage. Now, what does selfishness do? It creates hot feelings, disrespect, and resentment in marriage. Selfishness is not exciting to be selfish. And you should not be proud that you are selfish and everybody knows about it. It causes communication issues and brings unwanted stress. Selfishness. It escalates small, solvable, and trivial problems into heated arguments. Selfishness, not good. The damaging effect of selfishness is so much. It affects your happiness in marriage, prevents you from thinking the best about your spouse and marriage. Selfishness, not good. It prevents a couple from growing together in marriage. Selfishness. Can you see the damaging effect of selfishness? Prevents the building of trust and loyalty in marriage. Selfishness. It repels others from you and make you someone that people dislike. Selfishness. Okay. Now, how do we overcome selfishness? How do we come out from this single life of secrecy in our relationship? How do we deal with that? First, you can't solve a problem that you do not admit that you have. So, number one, admit you are selfish. You need to be responsible and humble yourself to admit you are selfish. Because that's where we'll start. I know it's very hard to accept that you are selfish. Just look at the dynamics of your relationship. Look at the way things are working there. Look at the way things are done. Can't you see the traces of selfishness? For some of the problems you're having and some of the problems you're going to have in your marriage and relationship. And unfortunately, some people divorce because of selfishness. Very terrible behavior. Selfishness. So you need to acknowledge first that you are selfish. Then number two, please, is very important. Communicate with your spouse about your selfish behavior. Find a balance on how you can work together in your marriage, in your relationship, if you want things to be better. You can ask, how can I help you? What do you want from me? What do you want me to change? How can we progress? Is there something we can do differently? Has my selfish nature affected you so far? Look, the problem with many couple is this: they don't like to be asked direct, open-ended questions. They don't like that. One of the ways that selfishness will go, you have to ask some hardcore questions about your behavior and be willing to accept feedback. Be honest to yourself. And then number three, under changing the habit of selfishness, change your mindset. Please, it's not about I, me, my. Change it to we. It's not about yourself. Us. Work together. Many couples are living a separate life in the same home, but you have two lives. The wife doesn't know what the husband does. The husband doesn't know what the wife does. Nobody knows about their individual finances. They don't have about their discussions, where they are traveling, who their friends, what they are going. Like, so much secrecy. It's so surprising why we have so many divorces and catastrophic events happening in marriages and relationship. Because a lot of wife is working for CIA. We call it CIA marriages. CIA wives, CIA husbands, secret police. You have them in marriages. Well, that might be a career, but in marriage, why are you an FBI? Why are you a CIA? Why are you a secret police officer in your own marriage again? Then that marriage is not open and honest. Change your mindset. Let it be us, we, our, and then be patient. Be patient with each other. Very, very important. Be patient with each other. Selfishness will not help you in any way. Rather, it causes more pain. Finally, serve your spouse. Serve your spouse. Do you know that marriage and relationship is all about service? Can you just think about you waking up, you waking up and just saying that today I'm going to serve my lovely wife, I'm going to serve my lovely husband. One of the things that have really helped my marriage and relationship is service. We have discussed this thing over and over again. I'm here to serve my wife. I'm here to serve my wife. I mean, it's as simple as that. Why will I marry and I don't want to serve? But you know that some spouse, they want to be worshipped. Some spouse, they are like God. They just want everybody to serve them. The children are serving them. The wife is serving them. The man is serving. Everybody is serving. They just want to be worshipped, and they're just serving them. Serving. They never serve back. You wash their clothes for them. You cook for them. You clean the house for them. You do everything for them. They never do anything back. I mean, I think that's pure wickedness. It's pure evil. You need to serve each other. Okay? Serve your spouse is very, very important. Number four, behavior. Right? Number four, behavior that destroy relationships and marriages, and what we can do about them. Number four is unforgiveness. Unforgiveness is a habit, it's a behavior. Unforgiveness. Can I just be honest with you that if you're watching me right now, you're going to listen to this later in replay or through the podcast, and you are carrying unforgiveness, can I tell you that you are dying slowly? You're dying slowly. Unforgiveness will kill you. Oh, Cochinda, you don't understand. The way my husband hurt me, I will never forgive. Oh, my goodness. The way what my wife did to me, I will never, ever forgive. Now, let's forget about the religious perspective now, the spiritual perspective of forgiveness. Even the natural perspective have told us that those that don't forgive, they are like in cages. You lose your peace, you lose your happiness, you lose your capacity to do things. You become sickly. Some people's sicknesses today. Oh, how are you feeling? I'm not right. I have some headache, some migraines. Oh, my heart is palpitating. Oh, I feel so depressed. I need help. Oh, can let me go and get the antidepressants. Oh, my hypertension, my blood pressure is high. If you can just forgive, you'll be all right. If you can just forgive, you'll be all right. I'm not saying forgiveness does not mean that you are approving or validating or accepting the habit or whatever has caused the pain in your life. That is not what forgiveness is all about. Forgiveness is all about this thing they have done is wrong, but I need to maintain my peace. I need to maintain my state of mind. I need to maintain my wellness. Unforgiveness is terrible. It destroys romantic relationships. It makes you to withdraw from your spouse. It contributes a lot to so many natural diseases that couples they have because they chose not to forgive. And when I say forgiveness, I'm not just saying forgiving your spouse. You need to forgive yourself. You have done something that is not right. Maybe you cheated or you fought or you beat someone or you did something, you've lost something, and you just don't want to forgive yourself. It's 4 years now, it's 5 years. Something that happened 10 years ago, 18 years ago, you are still not forgiving yourself. You're going to die. You're going to be so miserable. I understand that maybe it wasn't intentional. Even if it was intentional, what you did, and it has caused so much pain in the marriage, in the relationship, forgive yourself and get the power not to do it again. Learn from what you have done. Forgiveness is very, very important. Otherwise, you will just remain stuck. You will lose romance, lose connection. Sometimes I wonder, how will you be having unforgiveness and you still want to make love to your wife? You want to make love to your husband? The same person that you are not forgiven, you want to have intercourse. What kind of intercourse is that? That's a demonic intercourse, isn't it? That's an intercourse of another planet. Maybe alienic intercourse or demonic intercourse. You have you have something in your heart and you want to stay with somebody that you have something against. Doesn't make any sense, right? So you have to forgive. And also, when you forgive, you heal yourself. Some of the sicknesses, some people pray and they do all that and they wonder why the sickness is not going. It's because they are still holding something against their spouse. They're still holding something against their wives. How long are you going to continue like this? It's a dangerous place to be. You have to forgive if you want to be all right. If you want to be okay, you have to forgive your spouse. Stop being defensive. Apologize and humble yourself. And then the spiritual perspective is, if you don't forgive, you won't be forgiven anyway. So just know that forgiveness is not just about the person that have hurt you. It's also about you as a person. You need healing. You need to be all right. And how do you do that? First and foremost, acknowledge that you need forgiveness. Stop being defensive about the whole thing. Stop rationalizing it. You need forgiveness. And some other people, the in-laws have begged, God have begged, Satan has begged, evil spirit has begged, friends have begged, ex-girlfriend has begged, ex-boyfriend have begged, even the animals in their area has begged, the sky has begged, rain has begged, everything has begged. And they say, I will not forgive. Because I am in the ministry of unforgiveness. I founded unforgiveness. This thing, I will never forgive my wife. I will never forgive my husband. Well, you're going to die. You're going to destroy your life and destroy your marriage. For God's sake, can you just forgive, please? And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy, but just forgive. Okay? So, can I ask you, can you take your time and ask your spouse, what do you need me to forgive? Or just write down. That's what I call self-forgiveness practice. Just write down all the things that you need forgiveness from and forgive yourself. First one, I forgive myself for this mistake. I forgive myself for this abortion. I forgive myself for this committing adultery. I forgive myself for stealing, for lying, for hurting my spouse. I forgive myself for doing that. I forgive myself for doing this to the children. I forgive. List out what you need forgiveness for and practice self-forgiveness. And then go and ask for forgiveness from the people that you have hurt. Humble yourself. Otherwise, your marriage is going to become a statistics. And that's not what God wants. And the final habit, which is so critical, that destroys marriage and relationships, and what you can do about it is dishonesty. Dishonesty. You know that trust is so fragile. Most couples do not understand that the foundation of every marriage between husband and wife is trust. And you know that because trust is so fragile, you can break it. You can destroy it. There are many spouses today that they are in a relationship not because they trust their wives or trust their husband. They are there for other reasons. And if you ask them, do you trust your wife? No. Do you trust your husband? No. Because trust is so fragile, you need to watch your back. You need to watch your behavior. You need to be absolutely emotionally intelligent. Otherwise, you can destroy trust in your marriage, in your relationship. And one of the biggest destroyer of trust in marriage is secrets and lies. They can jeopardize trust, damage your relationships, and sometimes it's irreparable. When you got married, you made a promise that you're gonna trust each other, you're gonna respect each other, you're gonna work together. Some of the problem you are having right now in your marriage, the problem has been there for many years. This issue has been there for many years. Is because you broke trust. Now, I'm not saying that trust cannot be gotten back. You can't get your trust back, but it's gonna take some time. You need to end the trust, and you don't force your spouse to trust you again or coerce them or manipulate them into trusting you again after you have messed up, after you have caused so much pain. Oh, what is it? Am I the only man that committed adultery? Am I the only man that committed fornication? What is the big deal? Okay, fine. I lied. I know, yes. I went back to her. I was weak. I was trying to cope with the situation at work, and I just, is it not just two adultery? Is it not just two? So I don't know what are you feeling like it's a big deal? Eh? Go and look at the internet. A lot of men is committing adultery. They're cheating on their wife, and their wife is happy. They are going on holiday. They're traveling to Dubai. They even enjoy themselves. And now I just committed two adultery, and you're doing like this. You're doing like this. I might even change my mind now that I will not marry you again. Are you serious? This man is a Hitler. This man is a Hitler. This man has problems. You have just broken trust in your marriage, and you are talking like a lunatic. You are audaciously thinking that you are right. Secrecy. Now, it's very important to know this. The behavior of lying to your spouse, the behavior of hiding secrets to your spouse, the behavior of betraying their trust. Hmm. It's almost tantamount to death. Trust is a big deal in marriage and relationship. Okay, now somebody might say, "Oh, I've broken the trust already." Coach Inda, you don't know. I've broken trust many times, and I don't know what to do. No, there's something you need to do. There's something you need to do. And please, before I tell you what you need to do to deal with rebuilding trust in marriage and relationship, it's important for you not to begin to think that you must end that trust back right now. No, it's not your right. You are not in that place to decide when you will be trusted again. You have to end it. And because you know that you have to end trust, it's absolutely important that your behavior align to the process of ending trust. In the process of ending trust, look, psychologically proven that when there is infidelity in a marriage, there is affair, it takes about 18 months to 3 years to heal one affair. One affair. How do you think you've done this thing many times? Multiply that. Oh, it takes the grace of God to heal. And that is why you don't mess about with your marriage and relationship. Lying. You know, some people are just habitual liars. They love lies, they enjoy lies, they sleep with lies, they walk with lies, they're good liars, they know how to lie, they've learned to lie, they can teach lying, they're just in the ministry of lies. And then they wonder why their spouse is not happy, why their spouse can never trust them, because they lie all the time. I think what they need to do, they need to come to Christ. They need to come to the knowledge of the truth. It has nothing to do with being religious. You need to turn away. Say vice is going to destroy everything in your life, in your marriage. So, what do you do? How do you build trust back? Because if you don't find a way to build trust back, it's going to destroy your marriage and destroy your relationship eventually. And the cost of keeping secrets is going to outweigh everything you're thinking you are doing. In fact, by keeping secrets and lies and being acting dishonest, it will block every form of real intimacy. Your spouse can never be vulnerable to you. Every form of real, I'm talking about real intimacy, you will not get in your marriage, in your relationship. Intimacy is purely based on authenticity, true vulnerability, and absolute trust. You can't have that in your marriage, in your relationship. The bareness, the nakedness that God talked about, both of them became naked and they were not ashamed. You can't get that in your marriage. If you continue to lie and continue to keep secrets, you can't be vulnerable. It's impossible. And your emotional and spiritual state will be damaged. And if you are lying to your spouse, you're exaggerating to your spouse, you're keeping secrets, you will go on keeping more secrets, lying the more, omitting to be absolutely honest with your spouse. One lie leads to another lie, and then leads to multiple accumulation of lies. If you're a dishonest man or woman in your marriage, you will continue to be like that until you become aware that it is time to change. And you'll be feeling guilty. There's repercussions as well. All the moral values that you have will be thrown out of the window. Why? Because of dishonesty and lies. You violate your values, your principles, and you know the worst part? Lying parents, secret parents, they raise lying children most times. I put it again. Lying parents, secret parents, they raise lying children. Because what? Your children will copy you. Your children will see you. And at the end of the day, you are keeping legacy of liars. You know, some of us are liars today because our parents are liars. Some of us are dishonest today because our parents were dishonest. Some of us committed adultery today because our parents committed adultery. Some of us are keeping secrets today because our mom and dad, they kept secrets. Some of us are abusing our spouses today from a place of dishonesty, emotionally and spiritually, because our parents abused themselves. Some of us are suffering financially today because of the lies and the secrecy that our parents also deployed into their lives, and we copied from them. I want you to know that most adults today that are liars and secretive and dishonest, they are what? The mirror. They are the extension of their families where they grew up from. It's deadly. It's dangerous. So it's very, very important for you to understand that where you are coming from. This is the first thing you need to know. If you want to deal with dishonesty, be honest, be brutally honest to yourself. Sit down and take a pen, right? To write down, why is my character like this? Why is my behavior like this? Why am I acting this way? You'll be very shocked. It's just a mirror of your father, a mirror of your mother, your environment. Think about the way you grew up, the way your family, things happen in your home. We're told that by science and neurologists that children between the age of 2 and 9, sometimes 11, that's when they have the highest stuff that they keep that they're going to act out when they grow up. Can you imagine where you were when you were 7, 8, 9, 5? The things you saw. So the headache and the problem you are creating in your marriage, in your relationship, is a generational transfer of what your parents brought into your life. I think it should stop with you. You said, no, I'm not going to be my dad in this home. I'm not going to be my mom in this home. I'm not going to be my grandma. If the examples are bad, if you copied what is wrong, say, I'm stopping it with me. It's going to die with me. It's not going to go to the next generation. God's plan for your marriage is to have a kingdom transgenerational impactful marriage. That even when you are gone, your children will say, oh, I love mommy and daddy. Oh, the legacy is great. But you know, some of us, even though sometimes we pretend when our father died, our mother died, or we have our relatives around and we're going to read our tribute to our family. My father was the greatest dad. He was loving, gracious. He was hardworking. He was an entrepreneur. My father never allowed anybody to suffer. My father was very faithful to my mother. My father was great. But you know what you are reading is lies. You know you are reading lies. Because you want other people to see your father as a true and credible and amazing person. But you know, the man that died, oh my goodness, it's almost like it's good that he passed away because he has caused so much havoc to everybody's life. So when people are reading tribute of other people, they always make it look as if These people were really great. Why don't you say, yeah, I saw when he slapped my mom, when he beat my mom. I saw when he never gave us anything. He has 5,000 girlfriend. Even he was drunkard. He was smoking. He was going about carrying prostitutes. He was doing the, we wouldn't want to say that because it's embarrassing, right? But now you are trying to do the same thing in your marriage, in your relationship. What do you expect? Your children are going to copy it as well. But if you have a father that have shown you a good example, why don't you follow the good example? Look at those amazing stuff. And if there are some that are not good, don't carry it to your marriage. Don't carry it to your home. Stop it. Block it. So identify the pattern in your marriage because it's going to damage your relationship. I want to say this. That's important for spiritual connection here. In a world, um, in the society today, we know that truth is important. And if you lie, you get into trouble with the law. It's punishable. It's even a criminal offense. In some instances, they find out you can be jailed for it. So even the society knows that lying is not good and dishonesty is not good. And why do you want to do it? Just one slight thing somebody does, it can go into their record and can cause tremendous problems for you for the rest of your life. Then why do you want to mess about with your spouse if the society does not play around with lies and secrecy, and then you want to do that with your spouse? No. Be bare, be open. And if there's some things you need to go and confess after this, and it's time for you to go and confess them. Oh, if I confess, my wife will be upset. Well, find find time to confess because you can't continue like this. You're hiding things. You're holding back. And you're saying, oh, coach, my wife is not close to me. My husband is not close to me. Our love life has gone down. I don't know that even everything is not working well. But you are hiding something. You know that you are holding something back. Why didn't you go and expose it? Why don't you go and prayerfully expose it? And then the other one is, please be honest. If you are in God's side, be God's side. If you're not in God's side, don't be in the God's side. So what am I saying to say? Go back to your faith, your fundamental faith, and let God deal with your character, and let the grace of God come upon you so it can help you to begin to change, evolve, and get better, to build a marriage that works, to build a marriage that is interesting. So, in summary, I want to say that these behaviors we've talked about, judging and condemning your spouse, unacceptable. Selfishness, unacceptable. Unforgiveness, unacceptable. Dishonesty, unacceptable. And being right all the time is unacceptable. And I've shown you how you can deal with that in your marriage, in your relationship. This is very, very important. 5 destructive marital behaviors and how to change them intentionally. That should be your focus. We're just beginning 2023. These behaviors, go back and watch this video, examine yourself, reflect over some things, make the changes that needs to be made, and move forward from a place of connectiveness and unity with your spouse. You will not remain the same if you make up your mind to walk with your spouse and stand with your spouse. Marriage is amazing. Marriage is sweet. Marriage is beautiful. The advantages of marriage: you live longer, live healthier. Do not let media, do not let the promotion of bad marriages make you feel like marriage is a horrible thing. If you walk with your spouse, humble yourself, build the skills, get the knowledge, continue to work on yourself. Your marriage will be incredible and amazing. The level at which you are enjoying your marriage now is directly proportional to what you know, what you do, and how you do it. The level of happiness, joy, satisfaction you are having in your marriage now is directly proportional to what you know, what you do, and how you do it. That is how you build incredible and amazing relationship. Right. I want to say thank you for those that have joined. If you have any question, I'm just going to take 1 or 2 questions. Just put it on the chat for me. or just tell me, right? Um, has this class been helpful? Right, wherever you are, please just put. Let's know if this being helpful. You want to put some positive emoji or negative emoji. I just want to let me get some feedback from everyone that is on the call today. Let me know. Put on the chat. Has it been helpful? Is there anything that resonated with you? Is that something that you want to some clarity on, or what do you think about this? Please, let's put it. And for those in the Marriage Life Mastermind group, okay, I also want you to put some stuff on our WhatsApp group, right? Okay, let's put some stuff on our WhatsApp group. What do you think of this section? Has there been anything? What are the things you are taking away? Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, thank you, Mr. Ajayi. Thank you. Right. Awesome. Awesome. Yes. Okay. Any question? If you have any question, please just put it on the chat. I'll be able to respond to that very, very quickly. But while you are here, I just want to tell you about some couple of things that is coming up that we are planning for 2023. All right. And I would like you to participate. I would like you to be part of this. If you look at on the screen right now, we have the Connection Couples Retreat. This is taking place in the US, okay, from July 21 to 23rd. If you want to be part of this, if you're in the United States or you're in the surrounding countries in Canada or you're around here in the UK, want to fly down, why not? Okay, that's the date. Now, under this, I think that was the previous video, but you can send us a WhatsApp on that number or send us an email, okay, on our email that is on the screen, info at maritalifemanagement.com, to say, look, I'm interested in this, and we're going to give you more details around this. This is going to be an incredible, rejuvenating couples connect retreat in the US. Oh, I can't wait. It's going to be amazing time. So for those in the United States, and I'm doing that with my incredible and amazing sage coach, mindset coach, incredible woman, Idem A. Onwuka. We are going to have an awesome time in the United States. Be part of this. And if you know anybody there, please let them know. Connect with us and we'll be able to make this happen. Then we also have the UK version, all right? All those in the UK, United Kingdom, right? If you're based in the UK and you want to be part of this Reconnection Couples Retreat, I would like you to also message us as well or send us an email or on any of our social media handles, DM us, say, look, I'm interested. I want to know more. I want to be a part of this, okay? And then we'll be able to send you some details as well. Reconnection Couples Retreat happening in May 26 to May 29 in the United Kingdom. It's going to be an awesome time of learning, of rejuvenation, of transformation, of change. So you don't want to miss this retreat. Tell your friends and family, those in the United Kingdom or even in France, in Spain, in Ireland, all those around. This is going to be an awesome and incredible retreat. Plan for it, and it's going to be really, really amazing. Now, I want to use this opportunity as well to open this up for maybe you are here. I decided to open this for those that are not part of the mastermind group. We have our mastermind group in the UK here, and I can tell you it's been really good. It's been really amazing. Those in the group can say how it has been very beneficial to them already. Okay, how it has been very beneficial to them. Couples mastermind. So this is what we do inside the mastermind, but we decided to open this up just to give you a taster. But the door will soon be closed very shortly. So if you want to be part of this mastermind group for 2023, this is all we're going to be doing throughout. And there are some exclusive stuff that is reserved just for people in the mastermind. I keep telling them in the mastermind that we are just getting started. I'm telling you, you don't even know what is coming, what is ahead of us. But if you want to know more about this stuff, you can go to Married Life Management under the product page, click the couple mastermind. The couple mastermind under the product page, under the website, marriedlifemanagement.com. You can read all about it. Yeah, what we're going to do beginning from this month and to December 2023. I tell the couples in there, we're just getting started. They don't know what is about to hit them. Okay, they can't remain the same. Your marriage will never remain the same. Being part of this mastermind for 12 months, never will your marriage remain the same. If you take action and you do what we are teaching and how we are supporting each other, learning collectively. So if you want to be part of this, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, from the US, from Canada, from Nigeria, from Africa, from Asia, from UK, it doesn't matter where you are, you can be part of this and take advantage of the offer that we have right now. Okay, let's see some of the comments. All right, we said, okay, someone said thank you. Okay, that's from Susie. All right, thank you. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, we also have Beyond. Great, thank you, thank you. I appreciate Messi. All right, thank you, thank you. And then we also have Douglas. The point about land behavior from parent really resonates. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And we also have Moravia. Thank you for the reminder. Sometimes we get so busy with things that we forget that primarily we are to serve our spouses. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Moravia. Thank you. I appreciate that as well. Missy Ajayi said, well done. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you as well for joining today. And then Frita Venture, my incredible and amazing wife. Super amazing. Thanks for the reminder. Absolutely. Thank you, guys. I'm so, so grateful that you found this beneficial. Okay. And don't forget, the one I also do open for public next week, Thursday. We're also going to be here next week, Thursday, to talk about some incredible stuff. Let me keep quiet. You see the flyer later, but it's going to be very life changing. So please participate. Like this page, share this video with your friends and family. This might just change your marriage to transform a relationship. Encourage others to be part of the mastermind because we are just warming up. We're getting started. The next 12 months will never remain the same in any marriage, in any relationship. God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you are in the world. And I will speak to you some other time. Take care and remain blessed.